are you ready to get tripped out?
With the boys.
No.
What's up?
Check this out. Delphi, Indiana, okay? A city with 3,000 people population.
That's not a city.
3,000.
Okay, a township.
That's a little ass titty.
What?
That's a Joe original.
It rhymes. It rhymes.
You're welcome,
dude.
You're welcome, Ryan.
Dribbity cheese. In 2017, these two teen girls. Oh, just keep laughing. They were murdered on a hike.
Come on,
That's
dog.
not
Ha ha ha.
That's not funny. That's not funny at all.
I was laughing at the titty thing.
And then the dribbity cheese.
So this is a tiny town, right? 3,000 people in this town. In 2017, the two teen girls went on a hike and they were murdered. But the case still went cold after 5 years. No suspect.
How were they murdered?
I mean, it was a hiking killing, right? It's hard to tell. You're in the woods and shit.
We have to know the nature of the murder.
I think they were just like stabbed or something.
So they're just hiking and shit. Man,
You know,
that's
maybe that makes it even crazy. It's like a whodunit. It's like it's like Knives Out. When it's like a smaller group of people, everyone becomes a suspect.
But do you think it's even people in the town?
Well, that's the question. So here's what happened. So that's back in 2017, right? So the two girls, they're you know, they've been murdered. Their families are trying to look for answers. Even though the case went cold and they're not even working on it that much, the family's still trying to find some kind of solution. They go and print photos of the girls at like the local CVS and, you know, try to post around, try to look and ask questions for the town, and eventually this year a suspect was found and charged.
What? Who was it? Is it a
It was
random
a
person?
family member.
Is it random or?
Here's a hint. I said it when I just described what happened.
It was a family member.
Family member.
Nope.
Oh.
I missed it. I wasn't listening.
Well, did they kill each other?
No.
It was a knife fight.
It's two sisters.
It's in what I just said.
It's two sisters that had a knife fight.
No, they didn't kill each other. The killer is in what I just said.
It's they went to go print photos from the print guy, the Xerox copy machine guy.
No way.
No way, dude. What? Holy shit.
Was the guy printing the photos at CVS?
How?
How did they know?
They caught. I don't know. They didn't say how they figured out the case, but they caught him and they realized he was the CVS guy.
Oh my god.
The same guy that was on that hike at that time who killed them.
You know what? My sadistic ass was like, I was gonna crack a stupid joke because it's like whoever smelt it dealt it, right? It's like if I were to murder somebody and try to get away with it, I might also be the guy printing the photos to pretend. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you guys finding this murder?
He was he was the one that was printing it on his own.
No, he works at CVS.
And then the parents came in and said, "Print this out."
But they didn't know that was the guy.
They're like, hey, can you print these files? And he's like, you gotta stop printing these, man. You're never gonna catch them.
He got arrested and they named the suspect. The parents saw it and went, "That's the fucking CVS
If
guy."
there is a God, isn't that the most torturous thing you can do to the killer? Dude. It's just you have to be confronted with their parents who consistently. If I knew that was the killer, I would do this just to fuck with them. I would keep printing it, and I'd just be like, man, I don't know where. I just have no idea where.
Just draw it
I have
out.
no idea. Like, this is happening. So like, and then I'll just be like, she was such a good person.
You wouldn't be like, man, if I ever found that person, I'd probably like cut off their phalanges one by one, dip their fucking body in acid while they're still alive. You wouldn't do shit like that?
No, because I don't want to scare my suspects too much to where they run away.
And they're gonna know.
They're gonna know. Yeah,
You'd
yeah.
be one of those people who'd be like, hey, you know what? Like, you seem like a nice guy. Come over for like tea. I want to show you old photos of my
Like, you should come over. And then they'll be like, oh no, all right, well next time. And then you come by. And then you could be like, dude, I made you some cookies because you've been printing out all these things. Thank you so much. You know.
Thank you so much for
Such an unnatural.
You know, like.
This was her favorite cookie recipe.
Favorite
Thank you for your
cookie.
service at CVS, man. I just gotta give you
Did they find
cookies.
out that he was hiking with them, or he was just so happening like?
Yeah, I want to know the motive.
They don't know. They just know that at that time the girls disappeared and were killed. That this guy's the suspect. They just know that maybe he was just out there trying to kill somebody. They don't know yet. They just got the dude. So it's
That's wild,
Dude, because CVS isn't paying him that well. And he's like, I'm mad. He's like, fuck this
Are you
shit.
justifying it, Can?
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
What do you mean for profit?
no, he didn't murder them for any price. He just did it.
No, he's just frustrated, you know?
He doesn't look like a printer though. He looks like a murderer just printing stuff.
Imagine that guy.
He does look like a. He does. I was picturing like a teen kid printing photos.
So you know when you're at CVS, you don't need a person to actually print it.
Yeah.
There's just a person working there that will tell you like, oh, you just got to do this, and then it's a machine, right?
Yeah.
He actually has his farm tech license.
So he has like a dark room and all that
He
shit.
works at CVS. He like does the pharmacy.
wow.
tech.
Oh, pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
How he was able to kill both? Like and then it's a stabbing, right? So that means he had to stab one.
Oh, that's
And then
that's
the
what it
other
was.
one could run away. And he looks like a fat dude.
Okay, fine.
So is he gonna be able to chase after the other one? Like, how did he get both? That's what I'm curious about.
Probably just a big, strong guy.
From the back. He's from the back.
And he's pop pop.
No, 2 knives. Necks.
Did they ever find a murder weapon?
Like he's skiing.
No, neck.
Oh.
Necks.
Next. Who's next?
It actually doesn't even say what the weapon was. It just says
He could have shot him.
murdered while hiking.
Yeah.
Oh,
He could have
shit.
shot them both.
Hey, empathize for 1 second because this is kind of fucked up. That feeling that the parents must have had after the fact. Because you wouldn't go and print the photos. You would print the photos, recognize and associate and have that guy in your database for whatever reason subconsciously. And then they had to have a moment of realization. Imagine that moment of realization where you were literally face to face in interaction. It's not like a suspect that's like, why would you do this to my daughter? It's like, I interacted
This
with
fucker.
you.
I could have killed the fucker that killed my kid.
That shit must be fucking crazy.
Wait, so he's just a suspect, but they didn't prove that he did it, or?
Oh, but I know he did it.
That motherfucker did.
It's the case is not over.
He wore an orange jumpsuit. He did it.
But after 5 years of no suspect, and they pick this guy, I'm sure it's a pretty good fucking lead.
I wonder, how that came to be. Like how they investigated and they're like, oh, it was this
Maybe they just needed
motherfucker.
time to go through all 3,000 people. It's just process of elimination.
Was it you? No. Was it you? No. Was it you? Maybe.
Well, that guy just went, hell no.
Oh, interesting.
Why are you so desperate?
That guy.
Yo, that is crazy though. I always thinking about that. That's why like when I go to the woods, I'm always armed. Cause I don't know like if it's not a human, it's an animal.
Okay.
That's true.
You know, so like
Your weapon of choice when you go.
Joe's armed right now, guys. Is this fucking surprising?
He has weapons everywhere.
How many weapons you got right now?
He hit 1, 2. There you go.
oh,
That is a weapon.
probably don't even need to take it out actually. It's just dramatic effect.
Whoa, we don't want to get demonetized here.
I know, man. We can't be showing contraband.
You're the judge.
I'm the judge.
He's Thor, bro.
Yeah, so it is crazy that in a town of 3,000 people, like for a case to go.
If you got a town that small, I feel like things like public hangings are still cool.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, this guy is also married with a daughter of his own.
Oh,
Like he's just a regular dude too.
Man, see, that's when it's
That
like
sucks
it's so
for her.
not fascinating, but like you really want to know motive. You really want to know
Stop being
like
fascinated, dude. That sounds scary,
a
dude.
little fascinating because it's like I don't know. I think that's why people are so fascinated with murder in general
Stop
or
saying
something.
fascinated, dude. Fuck, what the fuck's wrong?
People
with you?
are fascinated with
Curious.
Look at Dahmer,
I
dude.
literally said stop saying fascinated.
What about
you said
the other
3
Look
guy?
how
times.
fascinated I am with holding
The guy
Anthony's hand.
that was married and his wife was like, wow, this took me by surprise.
Peggy Bundy.
I think it's that one, Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Oh, the girlfriend.
Well, he had a girlfriend, and he was like, no, he was, but the weird phenomenon was every time they fought, he took out his anger on a girl outside.
Oh, interesting.
So every time they fought, he would go out to like cool down or whatever, and then he would commit that crime where he would murder a woman, all this stuff. So his girlfriend, they've been with each other for so many years, and she was just like, no.
He's a great
like,
dude, but
Like we never, he's
his
like,
outlet.
Yeah.
Wow.
He took it out on other women.
Or that was just his like kind of cover up alibi. Because if you got another human being that's like, there's no way I was with him the whole time. I'm the same type of girl that he would do this to, you know?
That could be his whole mask, huh?
Yeah. If you're that wild and you can do it that long and you're that successful at it, it's fascinating.
It is. Psychology-wise.
That was his beard. It was gay. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's true.
You know when there's psychologists that try to look, or like criminal psychologists that try to look into the mentality of a lot of killers, and they try to pinpoint the route in which like things sort of went wrong. Do you believe that some people are just innately fucked up?
I don't. I think that it is nurture.
Oh, it's always nurture?
I think that you can be wired a certain way, but it's your environment to make you have a vendetta toward the world. So like your story, if you had a bad story, like you're not just born with the desire to just murder a fuck ton of people. I don't believe that. I believe in most of these cases, there is a story of trauma, there is a story of whatever, because no one talks about the bright side of people with these conditions that might be diagnosed with being psychopath or whatever, right? But when you're in a right environment, you channel that in a way that's like extreme sports. You might be a CEO of some sort.
Damn, imagine
you might
all
not
these-
be a killer, but you do have the condition, but you do have human, what do you call it? Choice. Like you choose to make the decision of expressing yourself through murder.
This might be a little fucked up, but I really feel like Jeffrey Dahmer just wanted love too. He keeps on saying, because he admitted. He admitted. Because he admitted, like, he was like, I don't know why I was doing it, but my mother left and I wanted to. He's like, oh, I just want to be with them. He keeps saying that.
At least for now, there's no story where there is a serial killer who's had a great, perfect childhood and nothing was wrong, and then all of a sudden they're just murdering tons of people. There's always some sick, twisted shit that happened to them, or their story's kind of fucked up, and then they started going down this path.
Like they might be predisposed, but their lifestyle and how they grew up is like the thing that sets them off.
But that's what I'm saying. There might be, when you say predisposed, it might be like 10% nature and like 90% nurture. You know what I mean? Like I do think that just as much as like we don't necessarily always explain why this is the biggest person that ever grew and this is super tall, or like this person grew only this, you know what I mean? If there's that much difference in variation in things that are beyond our control, there's gotta be a little bit of that too in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
I think people are wired in a way where like, hey, you don't have a guilty conscience when you kill. Like that's true, right? But then it's also up to them to decide what to do with this ability.
But imagine, because if you're super tall, like you were saying, you could, Anthony. Like Anthony's very tall. If he goes through doors, he has to, you know, like that down every time. But I don't want to. If it's my house, I don't want to duck down every time. That's why it's like if my empathy is like I don't care about killing people all the time. Every day I gotta not kill people. Let me kill people sometimes.
And it's cool that you're standing up for Jeffrey Dahmer, man.
Yeah, he likes to kill people. I think that's why Dexter is so fascinating, right? Because Dexter's like someone who is a serial killer, but for justified means, where people go, yeah, good job.